I'm guessing a lot of you were at Summit and a lot of you probably weren't and had some major FOMO. So couple things. Welcome to the call. Thank you for making time for this. 2, I'm totally fine. I'm just crying because I sat down on my computer and I heard Brewer behind me. It was just like this noise that she always made, and she'll always do it when I would come up and do a call, like this noise. And so anyway, when I saw the psychic to try to speak to her after she passed away, she was like, whenever you think you see her out of the corner of your eye or you hear her, that's her spirit visiting you. So anyway, Brewer says hello, guys. But also, I'm really excited that so many of you are on. What usually happens coming out of Summit, holy crap, we have 6 pages. This is so cool. So what usually happens coming out of Summit is people are super fired up, super stoked, really excited, and then you go back to your house and you start working by yourself without any of that team bonding, without any of that energy, and you have to sustain. And that is what I think Brittany Leggett a couple weeks ago talked about, that like, if you don't have a strong why and you don't have a strong belief, then those events and that one recognition thing that's going to happen for you isn't going to sustain you year round. So I need you guys to make the commitment today that you are going to be here a year from now, because you know what blows is there was tons of people in our squad pick, tons of people, and half of those people will not be there next year. They won't be coaching, they will have quit, and it sucks because it does get hard. This business gets hard, and you come off of the super high at Summit, but it's impossible to maintain a high like this business. And that's, if you haven't read this book, check it out. It's called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. But he talks about like it's ups and downs, and the highs are really high, but the lows can hurt and they're scary, and you don't know if you're going to get a high again. I have lows all the time. And all of us do, all the leaders, like we have this strand, and like things are scary, things get hard, but you just keep riding the coaster, right? So I want you guys to make a commitment today. Like write down what your why is. What's going to keep you in here? Because the fire from Summit is not going to keep you here a year from now. There's too much time that you work on your own. It's just not going to sustain you. So I want you to really think about like, what is my why and where do I want to be a year from now? Amy and I talked about that at our thing. Like, what is your vision? Because if you haven't thought about what you want from this business, it makes it way too easy to quit. I remember there have been several times that I thought about quitting. Not since I went all in, because once you go all in, there is no plan B, C, D. Like, this is your only plan. But before I had gone really all in, there were times when I was still working at Nike where it was really, really hard, and I didn't know if I could keep up the pace. This like constant hustle, working 2 jobs, I just felt exhausted. And then I would think, well, if I give up on this, then I just go back to the life I was living before. And the life that I was living before is what I wanted to get away from, right? That's what I wanted to change. So I had to have a really deep why. And then I would think, that means I won't ever be able to retire John. And John was miserable. I knew my husband was going to die early from stress. Like, I'm taking years off of his life by him going to that job. Like, my biggest why in this business for the first 2 years as I was building was to get John home, or to get him in a different job at least. So that was my really strong why. So it was like, this is really hard, but if I don't do this, my husband's going to die from like early stress and like disease, because stress is the worst thing, right? So that was my, like, when I wanted to quit, I'm like, well, then John's going to be working that job for the rest of his life because we need money, and I cannot have that. So you need to have like a really strong why and have a vision for why you're going to be here. And we will get into recaps from Summit and things that we took away and what you need to know. But also, tickets are on sale for next year. And I've been messaging with some people this year like, hey, are you coming to Summit next year? And they're like, I can't afford it. First of all, you will never be able to afford anything in your life if you don't just decide to bet on you. So if you joined in May or June, you are still in your first full month as a coach, which means you can hit Success Club this month. If you joined in May and hit Success Club, then you only need to hit it June and July. You get your free ticket. And then you figure out how to get there and hotels and everything later. You don't need to know that now. If you are not in your first 3 months in this business, if you feel like you cannot afford to get to Summit, you will never level up your life. You need to make that community to find out where that money is coming from, because what you do by not signing up to go to Summit, to not be at this event because you say you can't afford it. And trust me, I get that really there are people that cannot afford 100, whatever the ticket is now, 130 or whatever it is. I get that. But if what you do by not going is continue to tell yourself, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't. Like, you are just sending a subconscious message to yourself that you are not willing to bet on yourself and you're not willing to figure it out, and you are going to stay in struggle for the rest of your life if you don't start to believe in you. If there's one thing I'm going to bet on, it is going to be me every time, because that is how I know I can win. I am in control of that. You can absolutely, and it blows me when people are like, hitting Success Club 10 every month, and they're like, I can't afford to go to Summit. And I'm like, yes, you can. You're just allocating those funds elsewhere. But if you want to go to Summit one day, a six-figure earner, an elite coach, a millionaire, a superstar, if you want to go to Summit one day as any of those things, you have to go now as whatever you're at. So tickets are for sale. And if you're telling yourself you can't afford it, it's an excuse you're making, and it's a fear that you have. And you have a year. It's over a year. It's like 380 days away because it's in July. So you must buy your ticket. I know, but it's not refundable. And what if I don't go? Stop betting against yourself. You must buy your ticket. Decide that you're going all in, because honestly, there's literally nothing that would keep me from Summit. If my best friend was getting married, I would fly out for whatever days that I could be there. I mean, my best friend would probably move her wedding for me at this point. But if Rev's birthday was over Summit, I would be there, because it's Rev. Like, I'm doing this for her future, and she doesn't care, right? Like, it's just, I'm going to celebrate her birthday whenever I can. Like, there's really no reason for you to not be at Summit. And so I need you guys to just sign up now, commit to it now, do whatever you have to do now, and if you're like, I can't afford it, figure out where all of your money is going. And if you really can't afford it, then ask your family or ask for help or something. Like, I just feel like it's that important, especially because our team has massive momentum. So Emily and I and Lori all were superstars on stage, recognized because of your efforts. Our team, like corporate, knows who our teams are. Tanya and Letty are like next superstar teams. It's written. Like, it's already done. It just hasn't happened yet. That's as good as done. You guys are going to be a part of this massive celebration next year. And if you think that it's not worth the investment that you make, you're wrong. So now that we've got that out of the way, I also want to say, if any of you were at Summit and you didn't get as much time with any of us as you wanted, it was not because we didn't want to be with you. Summit is literally insane, and we didn't have to. I know I'm only saying this because I had heard some rumblings that some people were upset they didn't get that much time with us or the leaders. And it has nothing to do with that we didn't want to see you or spend time with you or anything like that, and just that Summit is busy. So know that. And if you feel like that, I would encourage you to reach out to your upline and say how you feel, so that we can help you feel better about it and not just a number, because promise you, every single person is not a number. Nobody on this team is a number. You are all appreciated and we love you. Yes, Brittany's coming. Okay, so what I want to, what we're going to do is we're going to hear from some people that were at Summit this year and hear the highlights and any takeaways that they got for business-wise. I would say my highlight was just I've never gone into Summit with a team that was killing it before. I've never gone in with this much momentum. And so my highlight was getting to meet all of my team. And also I love that, like, we have our squad team. I loved that squad venture day where we all got together. I just love feeling like I'm a part of a tribe, like feeling like I'm a part of a community, and then getting to meet so many of you. Honestly, my highlight was the team stuff. We took our diamonds out. That was another highlight for me. There are going to be diamond celebrations next Summit, so you're going to want to at least be diamond next Summit. On all of our teams, I can say that for all of us. And my biggest takeaway was, I don't know, I guess I didn't go to any trainings because I spoke at them. I did speeches on Friday during the trainings, and then Saturday is when we took our diamonds out. But I would say my biggest takeaway was, I am so glad. I have a limiting belief too. So if you guys have limiting beliefs, every single one of us does, but I have limiting beliefs too. And my limiting belief was, I don't know how to lead, and I don't know how to make people be successful. And in April, I think, is when I decided. I put 7 girls in a text strand, and I was like, it was on a Friday. And I see you smiling, Brittany, because you were one of them. And I sent them a message, and I said, this might be far-fetched, but I want our team to be 10-star at Summit, recognized as a 10-star team at Summit, because we've been 7-star the last 3 summits or something like that. I want us to be recognized as a 10-star team. Can we do it? Cutoff is next Thursday. So they had 6 days to get it done. Not only did it squash their limiting beliefs of, I don't know if I can be a diamond, because every one of them, 5 of the 7 went that Thursday, and then The other two went, I think, the next Thursday or 2 Thursdays later. And we ended up going as a 15-star team, and I was just going to coast. So my takeaway is decide to put in the work, because you never know what's going to happen when you do. Because I've kind of just always rolled with it. Like, well, we'll see what happens. I'll hit the rank if that's going to happen. And even if you're an Emerald coach right now, or if you're not an Emerald coach, like if you just put in the work and you decide to say like, why not me? Do that. And it feels really good to be like recognized at Summit for your hard work. So that was probably my biggest takeaway. Now, maybe we'll go through we didn't really talk about how we're going to organize this call, but maybe what we'll do is Tanya had some people one person that had some kids that needed to go first. So I don't know if you're on, Tanya, if you want to maybe say your biggest takeaway and your highlight, and then introduce your girl so she can share hers. Oh yeah, I see her.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. I'm in and out of a voice, so bear with me. I only smoked 2 packs today. Just kidding. Okay. But it does sound like that, so I apologize. So for me, it's funny because I've been going to Summit. So this was my 5th Summit as a coach, but so I was at Beachbody's first ever Summit ever. And it was when it was in Orange County with like 50 people, maybe 100. So it's really crazy to see how much it's grown. We were in a little room doing hip hop abs with like 20 people. I swear it was me and Jimmy Nelson on stage with Sean. It's just incredible to see how far it's gone. But this is my 5th time as an actual team. And my first Summit ever, I went with 5 people. And so I was telling a lot of my coaches, I'm like, take every darn picture, because I even heard someone say, our team's so small. I'm like, hello, a team of 2 is a team, or, that is a team. And I said, and every year you're going to take a picture. And I know faces change in that photo, but it's okay. But I loved seeing just with our team go from me plus 4 to, where we are today. And yes, it's come and gone, and seasons change. And that's just normal, you guys. Even us, we get cancellations left and right, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So don't ever feel discouraged. It's not you if you see cancellations. Just know that. So that was really fun for me. But honestly, my number one most exciting takeaway as a leader is seeing my coaches' names. Now, I'm going to apologize. Some of you guys, Alyssa is one of them who's about to speak. Girl, it's hard for us leaders to find everyone's names. And you guys saw that big emerald wall, right? I was like, And we really do our best. And just know, if we miss one, somebody tell us, and we'll go back out and be like, it's so much going on. So, but to me, seeing my coaches' names on those boards, and I really would like corporate to send us a letter of everybody that's getting recognized, because you only get recognized for new advancements. And with our teams growing so big, it's awesome that you guys are advancing so much that we're having a hard time keeping track. So just know that all of us leaders are doing our damn best, sorry kids, to keep up. So seeing my coaches' names on those boards, because it's not about me. I really don't care about recognition. I'm a money-driven girl. So if I see my coaches' names up there, that is huge. And I had tears in my eyes when I saw my coaches walk across the stage. There is no better feeling than seeing your teammates succeed and reach their goals. So for me, and that was the other one. And also it was the first year we put all of our squad together. And I know that you guys are running around and doing crazy things, but those photos, in fact, I would like to collect those photos from our, if we'll figure that out, because those are some really great photos to share. So that was my other takeaway. It's just the teamwork, but also to remind you guys that Summit, and just to kind of what we're talking about on the strand, and to Ashley's point about not being able to spend so much time, it is rough because we even have our own agenda. I was there since Tuesday doing a training. It's just so hard and I had my family there. So it was a lot going on, and we do our best to meet up with you guys. So I'm really sorry if none of us got to spend as much time. But you know where we do spend time together? Success Club trips. There's no work. We party. We hang out. We have all that fun. So that is where we hang out. So let's earn those trips and be together, because that's where, we get to hang out. Summit is a business meeting, and it's awesome that we at least get a little bit of time together. So I will be quiet now because I'm sure we have a lot of takeaways to go through. So I would like to introduce one of my newer diamond coaches. It is because of her that our team actually secured Elite. It was because she pulled her team together. And I don't know if you guys all know that, but it is Alyssa's team that got us locked in Elite for us. And so that is huge. And so she hit diamond towards the end of the year. And this was obviously her first summit. And she said she has a lot to share. So I will let her share her takeaways. So take it away, Miss Alyssa. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Am I unmuted? Okay. All right. You can hear me? Great. Hey, y'all. Good evening. I don't want to keep you for long, but I was telling Tanya that I'm a fast talker, but I talk a lot, so it'll be quick. But so it was really hard for me to come up with, takeaways from this, only because, not that I didn't take anything away, but I think it was so hard to express my gratitude towards this whole trip. I've only been a coach for about a year, and I think one of my biggest things that I almost didn't show up. My father-in-law passed the day before, so it was definitely a hard decision to come. But just like Ashley said, it was one of those things where it was like my husband knew that I had a really strong why, and he knew that I needed to do this for the business, and he knew that my why is what keeps me here, even when all those, when I have those peaks and valleys, mostly valleys. So it feels like it lately. So my why was reignited at this summit. I think one of the most favorite things was to be able to, instead of virtually hugging people and giving virtual high fives, got to give everybody hugs. And I think the fangirling, because I've only been a coach for a year, but I've been following many of, the Elite for a while now. Before I became a coach, been following a lot of them. So it was nice to be able to see them and give them hugs. And it was definitely unreal. But just kind of meeting the group in general, you get to see everybody's crazy personality, and I freaking love that. It kind of just brings us all together. But I think one of the biggest things that I got from it is seeing and I say this lightly, regular women doing extraordinary things. Like, you look at these people like as if they're just, celebrities or superstars, but they are just regular women. Some of them have 3 or 4 kids, super freaking busy. Like, it's just crazy to me. And it makes me realize that I can do it too. We can make all those excuses, but our goal should weigh more than our excuses. So I bring that as well in my fitness, as well to, my business. And okay, so super workout, y'all. That right there, there's like no words for it. There's no words for it other than, if this is what you love and this is what you're passionate about, you feel like you belong. Like, you're like, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. Everything that I've gone through, where I'm at right now, my why, what's brought me here, like, this is it. Like, I belong here. So it really was something else that I wish I could explain to you. Even just showing you the photos, I show people, they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. No, like, it's so much bigger than that. So I think I had the most FOMO, and that's the thing. You go there and you get FOMO too. You get FOMO because you're not on the stage. You get FOMO because you're not recognized. You get FOMO because you miss photo ops and you want to stand there and take photos with your favorite trainers. I mean, you get FOMO when you don't go, but you get FOMO for not, hitting those goals that you may have set out, or just seeing everybody else excel and you haven't yet. And it's not that it brings you down. It really gets you hyped up to come back and help as many people as possible. I definitely loved the workshops. I got a lot of nuggets that I'm able to now, and I'll tell you, I think I struggle. My limiting belief is not coming up with the best content to give, like as a leader, to give to my team. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I know I'm not the best leader because I haven't been doing it for long, but I mean, I feel like I'm missing stuff. So being able to get all of that info from the best of the best in the business and now turn around and put our tweaks on it and find out what everybody's struggling with and use those to help them. It just gives us refreshing ideas because we're doing the vitals, we're doing them over and over and over. But now we tweak it with some of the things that the best of the best are doing. So I loved that. I think I left there with, for sure, a full heart and, new friends most. And I love the squad venture, y'all. It was amazing. I got to meet girls from who I'm now friends with on Facebook. And it feels like we're friends, like from Team Fitabulous and then Team Living Fit. So it was a lot of fun doing that. So I'm glad that I got to participate in that. But just to leave y'all some goals that I'm taking away from it is that I am literally carving out my business hours. I am a full-time employee right now, chained to a desk. I've been chained to a desk all of my children's lives. I miss every single function. I have to ask to go to doctor's appointments, things like that. So now what I'm going to do is it's not going to be all or nothing. Alyssa's going to carve out the hours that she's going to make work for my business. I'm also going to, I've been telling myself for the longest time that I don't know how to write, that I don't know how to do a blog, but for some reason people keep telling me that I know what the hell I'm talking about. So, and they enjoy my, they enjoy my posts. So I'm diving in and creating a blog, which, like I said, I have that limiting belief all the time. I'm like, I'm not a writer. Sick and tired of that head trash. So no, that's gone. And then I'm going to focus on this is really bold for me because right now I'm a lifetime diamond and I definitely have to recreate my team all over again. But I would love to be at 2-star only because I know that that's going to take me so much. It's going to get me out of this chain seat that I'm at right now. I will be where I need to be able to leave my job and to be able to live the, design life that I've always deserved. So, and I think that's pretty much about it other than just advancing rank on my coaches because I have some coaches that are just absolutely amazing. I need to break them out of their shell. I need to get them out and I need to get them helping people because I know that this is so big. We can literally create something so amazing. And I see so much of that, of me in my girls. And I know that we can create an amazing team. So that's pretty much it.
Oh, well, if you guys didn't feel that fire, I don't know. And you just brought more tears to my eyes, but hold on, let me fix this bit. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to a little bit of each part of that. And I'm sure you'll hear similar stories, but in a little different way. And I definitely would love to see you walk across that stage. So you know what? We're just going to make it happen. There's just we're going all in. So thank you for sharing. Go take care of those little ones. And thank you so, so much.
You want me to go or did you? Okay. All right. So then I have a couple people, unless Tanya, you just want to have did you have another one? You want to do her and then we'll each okay.
I guess that makes sense. All right. What's funny is actually, I didn't even realize it till after I asked them both, is that they were roommates at Summit. And those were the two that I picked. So next up is someone who's got an incredible story, but I know that's not what this is about, but it's incredible, her story. So her name is Shelby. She is pretty much a brand new coach after, I might get this timeline wrong, but after signing up as a coach, I think 2 days later, she signed up for Summit. And this is recently, I think within the last few months. She signed up for Summit, had no idea what. She was just like, I'm getting there. I don't know what. And she went all in, and she hasn't had it easy in her life whatsoever. And she got to Summit, and that smile on her face, it was like, brought the fresh air to see her there, and I'm super proud that she was there. So I will be quiet and let Shelby talk about her first experience and takeaways. Take it away, my girl. Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay. Oh God, I'm so nervous, and to follow Alyssa is so difficult. Okay, so I actually joined as a coach April 12th, and like she said, I signed up like 2 days later to go to Summit. I had no idea what it was, but I just figured like I'm all in on this. I went all in. I mean, as Tanya, my first coach call with her was not a typical first new coach call. And so I was like, I'm going to do it. But backstory, I struggle with anxiety and depression really, really bad. So I'm going to say every single day up until Summit, hi, Jamie. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not going. I told my husband, like, I'm not going. I can't do it. I'm so nervous. I don't know anybody. And so the night before, my husband literally packed my bag and was like, I don't care. So I went, and I was freaking out the whole time. And so I ended up getting to, by the way, don't rent an Airbnb if you go next year. Just stay in the hotels. Just a heads up. But I ended up just Ubering to the convention center. I knew absolutely nobody, and I walked around, and then I went to a bar. I believe it was Dick's Last Resort, and I sat down at the bar, and the girl sitting next to me was actually on Team Machine, and it was great. And she turned out to be a super sweet woman. And then, of course, I roomed with Alyssa. So I went into Summit literally knowing nothing. God, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so nervous, guys. I'm sorry. So I went into Summit knowing nothing. I just knew I wanted to better myself because I've lost 51 pounds with Beachbody. So I truly am passionate about what I'm doing. It's incredible. And I just want to share it with the world. I want to scream it from the rooftops. Like, how can you guys not love it as much as I do? And so I wanted to learn how to better my business, because I guess I listen to the team calls every week, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing. So I really enjoyed the workshops because it taught me how to really post on Instagram and how to make everything kind of flow. One thing that I took away that I kind of want all you to listen to is the 5-3-1 rule, because I had trouble finding followers and people because my warm market is pretty much dried up now. So you like 5 pictures on someone's profile, comment on 3, and then if you really like them, you can follow them. But that has gotten me, since Summit, I've gotten so many new leads and just new conversations going. So that was huge for me. And then another thing, because I'm a full-time teacher, and while I'm on summer break right now, we just moved and it's been crazy. But I don't remember which coach it was, but they were on stage talking about scheduling out a power hour and setting 25-minute timers to get certain tasks done. And that's something that I really want to focus on, because I've just been doing 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. And I feel like I'm losing, yes, Michelle, it is like that. I'm losing all of the people I'm messaging. So I've found that I need to get better with organizing, and I need to take one time during the day to reply to all of them rather than replying to them all throughout the day, because then my husband's like, get off your phone, like, we're doing something. And I'm like, but I have to reply, I need this new challenger, or I need this new coach. But I mean, realistically, they can wait a couple hours until I can get back to them. And really, just aside from this, personally, Summit has changed me, because I am the shyest, most introvert person in the whole wide world. And I went and I flew across the country all alone, and I made all these beautiful new friends who were just so accepting. And I was struggling so hard during the workout, and Bonnie would just turn around and she'd be like, keep going, don't stop, don't stop. And that, to me, it meant the world. And so I just put a fire in my soul, and I'm just so excited. And like Alyssa said, you get FOMO so bad, because I'm sitting there in the seats and I'm like, I get jealous pretty easy. And I see all these girls walking across the stage, and I'm like, that's going to be me next year. So I'm so close to hitting diamond, so close. I think what's difficult for me is I was just taking anybody as a coach who wanted to be a coach, because maybe they just wanted to sign one of their friends up, but they don't really want to coach. So now I've really focused in on finding my tribe and girls who really represent myself and what I believe in. And so what I've been so excited for is to bring home everything I've learned to my girls. And I mean, today alone, we had a training call, and they've taken away so much from it. And they're actually on this call just to support me, because they're the best. So my goal for next summit, I'm almost done, guys, I promise. My goal for next summit, I am going to be at least a 1-star diamond, and there's no if about it. It's going to happen, and my team is going to be there. I've already got about 3 girls who are buying their ticket this week, and I'm so excited to have my team there.
Okay, Shelby, your name's Shelby, right?
Yes.
No, we're not. You're not going to be a 1-star diamond a year from now. We're not settling for that. I think every one of you should be shooting for 2-star by the end of the year. At the very minimum, you're 1-star by the end of the year, so you get a invite to New Leader Conference. But a year from now, you are not a 1-star diamond or a 2-star diamond. You're going to go for, and you might not be elite next year, but you'll be on your way. So I would double that. So I think whatever your goal is, you should double it. If your goal is 2-star, be 4-star at Summit. Cool?
Yes.
And I see your face, girl. I see you. I know you. I believe in you. I see this passion. Every single one of you, you're not settling. So your new goal is 4-star by next summit, and then elite next year.
Absolutely.
So what's funny,
I had to interrupt.
I typed it in there because she said she has a girl that's growing. That's 1 diamond. Your spouse is going to make you 2 diamonds. So once you get 2-star, you franchise yourself. So basically that means you're going to be a 3-star diamond. So I would give yourself the goal by the end of the year for a 3-star diamond. If you've already just signed up and you're already almost a diamond, like you're limiting yourself already. So I would say 3-star by the end of the year and no less than 5-star by summit. That's what I would say.
Oh, I love you guys.
And it's scary. It's so super scary. But that's one of the things. So my very first summit that I went to, I'm sorry to just jump over you, Ashley. But my very first summit that I went to, I had just signed up. And I remember seeing everybody at the first one, didn't get what any of this coaching stuff was. But so by the time my first summit came around, I'd been a coach for almost a year. And I went as a 1-star diamond. And my 1 diamond was myself because it was my husband at the time. I had no one else that was really working, but I did have a couple coaches that were interested and they went with me. And it was all super last minute. So I had a room, and then within like the last month, I think I had 7 girls that decided they want to go. I let them take my room, and legit one of them came in at the last minute and slept in the bathtub because she got in late and she didn't want to wake anybody up, and they were so snugged in there, but everyone was so excited. And I just wanted them to be able to come. So never be like, oh, I'm not going to have a hotel. I don't know where to stay. You just say, I need to get there. And you guys, if you haven't figured this out about our team, someone will squeeze you in somewhere. Like it's snuggles too. Like nobody cares. Okay. So what was very impactful about the first summit that I went to was that's when I met Kim Lima, and we both were going on stage. I'd never met anybody else really on the team, but I had met her, and we were both 1-star diamonds, and we stood back there together and we said, you know what, we don't want to come back and just be 1-star. So let's make a promise together that we're going to push each other because we want to be 5 stars when we come back next year. And not only did that happen, but we surpassed that. So if you know that you're like, I'm going to do this, you don't wait and start prepping for summit like, a couple of months before when the deadlines are. You start right now. So that is where you have to really focus, is that you're going to know what your plans are for the future, but you have to be working on them right now. One thing that I loved that Melanie said that everyone should have heard this is that when she did this, she went all in. Melanie didn't have to do this business. She had a husband, she had an income, everything was fine, but she took this as though it was her only option. And if those of you that have jobs and those of you that have spouses with jobs, it's so easy to back off and be like, oh, it's okay if it's not working right now. This isn't my main source of income, so it's not going to be a big deal. But when you look at this and you look at it as though this is your plan A, there is no plan B, your mindset will shift to give it a whole other opportunity for you to invest in it, for you to treat it more like a business rather than just kind of, like Emily said, kind of sort of hoping it works out, because you're only going to kind of sort of grow your business. So that was one of my biggest things. And one of my takeaways, which was actually like more, so one thing I love about events is not always the trainings that you get at them, but it's the one-on-one time that you get talking to people throughout there. And it's not just that, but it's also seeing and hearing from other coaches and seeing them grow. So for me, this was the first time when I actually had my own coaches that were bringing their own teams. And for a minute, my feelings were kind of hurt because I was like, well, why don't they want to be with me? Like, why don't they want to participate in our stuff? And then I realized it had nothing to do with me. That's exactly what we want you guys to do. We want you to come with all of your coaches. We want you to grow. We want you to build. And it was for the first time that I actually felt like, wow, like this really is something that is growing and building into like a bigger, stronger team. It's not about me. It's never been, but to actually see that and feel it was so amazing, because as much as we have become successful, we want you guys to know that it's seeing your success that really, truly makes us feel like we've done something. And I made this comment the other day, and I'm going to pass it over. But like y'all know, I love trap music and all that. But Beyonce and Jay-Z had this new album, and it just talks about if you're hanging around everyone that's broke, no matter how much money you have, you're still broke. If you don't if the people that you're with aren't successful, then you don't have that success. And so as you're thinking about this, and as you're thinking about the people around you that are growing, look at your friends as though you want to give them this amazing opportunity because you want them to have the success. You want them to have the growth. You want them to have the health, and give them that opportunity to do it, and tell them about all of these things and get them to come with you next year. But I'm going to start rambling, and I'm looking for one of my newer coaches that came, and I actually asked if anyone wanted to volunteer for this, but she was the first one that was on my mind to share. And not only is she a new coach, but she came with her husband, and I think that was such a big thing on here. Mindy, I can't find you.
Really quick, Shelby, thank you so much for sharing your story, hon. Sorry, we kind of just spoke over you, but I'm really, really proud of you, and thank you for sharing.
Hey, right here.
Mindy, are you there?
Could you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Hold on.
Good.
Oh, your video's not on, so we can't see you.
Oh, is it not on? Oh, okay.
There you go. Okay.
Is it on now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. 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 So yeah, super nervous, but that's one thing I learned is to get out of your fear, to put it back, because I had such an amazing time and it was such a good experience. I love the team bonding and everything, but I realized that, I took like so many notes. Oh my God. One takeaway was the only way to fail is to sit behind the computer and not send the messages, not send the follow-ups, not send the invites. So I made a list, making an action plan, getting ready today after the call to invite. And I have my husband, he's like a big supporter now, right? Like I showed him the coach office last night. He stayed up till 12 o'clock looking through that thing, watching videos and all this stuff. I guess he met somebody from corporate, Milan Jensen, on the airplane. So yeah, he's all in. So I'm glad. So he supports me there. But our mindset, we have to get our mindset positive and keep that fire burning as we come back from Summit, and treat this like a business. Make that scheduled time to get on our team calls. Make our time, like you guys said, to get to Summit, I didn't even know there was Super Saturdays. So I'm over here debating to go to one in Sacramento or to fly to Portland to see Ashley, because I'm excited for that. I got family out there that I can maybe bring them to. But definitely make plans and follow through, that we have a whole tribe of women here. Even if we didn't all meet them, they're here, they're on social. They're easy for us to meet up with them and follow through and keep that, like a buddy system, keep it going for everybody. Let's see what else. Yeah, just real, good takeaway. I'm excited. I'm ready to keep pushing, going to keep my goals focused and make those action plans. And remember to unplug and also schedule that time to make sure I'm actually being productive. Because you could sit there all day checking and checking and checking, but you're not really doing anything. You're not posting. You're just looking at, what's coming. So make that time for yourself, make that personal development, and put in the time that you need that's going to make you move forward. But remember, it's a process. It's takes time. And also that fear, like I kept having that fear of not being able to post the perfect post. So then it would, I'd be like a momentum, like every day I would post, and then 3 days I wouldn't post because I couldn't get that perfect post. But I'm decided, just get the picture out there. Even if I don't have to write anything with it yet, the next one I'll write something with it. I'm getting on my Insta stories. I got my kids working the lift right now. So, I'm trying to get out there and just put that energy, because I know how it feels to help people achieve something like I did for myself. So thanks.
That's awesome. And so I share a little bit more about what your husband kind of like took away from it. Cause I know a lot of times, like there's a lot of people that have like either supportive spouses. And if you guys do, just don't write it off. At some point they might come around, or, you may wait 6 years and then end up having someone else come that actually supports you. But share about the experience for, what he thought before, and then kind of like what his summit, like where he feels like he's at now.
Okay. So he was like, I told him, hey, I'm signing up for Summit. You're coming with me. And he's like, all right, are you sure? And I'm like, yes. Because sometimes he overshadows me. But, it helps me get the break in. But he was, he liked the team building. He liked that it was all girl power. He's seen that. And he's sitting there watching all these women across the stage. He's like, babe, that's you. That's you. You can be up there next year. You will. And he was so excited to learn everything, and also learn the social media side, knowing now that I have to post things or do Insta stories. And he's more willing to help me out and be lenient. He's also, looking at the time management and everything. And he's helping me on, getting action plans. He's helping me to be accountable to him too. Not everybody has a spouse like that. I'm really lucky to have him right there doing it. Like I said, he checked out the coach office, and he was on there, reading everything, looking all the trainings and all the, he was looking at YouTube videos last night on how to be diamond, how to be 2-star diamond and going up. He's like, okay, this is what we have to do. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's do this. So, it was a good experience for him to see what all these women are doing and how much success, but also seeing the change in people's, in their stories, in their weight loss journeys and their transformations. He's over here, screenshotting photos like, okay, you could use this photo. You could use this one here, use this story. And then also helping me make a list of who we can contact. He had the idea of promoting the lift as a couple idea for some of the people we know. So we're both, doing the B4 lift 4. So now, that's what we're going to put it out for people. I told him I got 5 days to get Success Club 5. Well, 4 maybe now. So that's what we're doing. And we're going full forward because I'm hoping to keep him home from work, but also myself. I don't want to go back to a regular job. So I have to hustle my butt and make those connections. And also I loved meeting everybody there and hoping that we stay connected, because we got this. Sorry, I talk fast.
Did you have another girl, Lori?
Well, I know we're short on time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
What? I thank you for sharing that, because I do think it's really awesome if your spouses can come. I brought John to my 3rd summit, I think, mostly just because we are so, our worlds are so immersed in Beachbody. We get to see what the company's about, and we get to dream, and they don't get to see it. So I think it's so awesome that he came, and now he gets to believe in this vision with you. So we're just going to go really quick with these next few people. I'll introduce mine and then Emily's as well. So I have a couple. Brittany was there, and I'm actually not even going to really intro. So Brittany, come on, she's a diamond coach, joined, I don't even know when you joined, but she was one of those people that were in that message strand that decided to go diamond in 6 days. And you were there. How was your summit? What was your biggest takeaway? What was your highlight?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So my name is Brittany. I'm one of Ashley's diamonds, like she so kindly said. I Joined late August, just looking for a way to not hate myself in my sister's wedding photos. She's getting married in August. Little did I know I'd end up losing 60 pounds, completely change my life, and decide to jump into coaching at the end of March. I went from discount coach to diamond in 2 weeks, which has been a crazy ride. I ended up buying my summit ticket right after I decided to start coaching. So end of March, they're doing a little promotion through the 31st. And I didn't know that it was going to change my life as much as these programs has. So, it's been kind of crazy. One thing though, that I've been looking for over the past month, because I do work full time, I work really long hours. I work 6 to 7 days a week is, it's great that I went from discount coach to diamond in 2 weeks. Like that's awesome. But that's only as far as I can go without having other people in my team supporting and moving my business forward. And so I knew, May-ish that this was going to be a turning point for how I decide to move my business forward, how I'm going to teach people to, have the same passion as me. But I just have to really, continue to share that passion that I have about coaching as much as I love to share my story. So, I'm going to go kind of fast through this. If you guys have pens and paper, just, jot some stuff down. So one of my favorite things was what Emily said. She said, you can kind of try and kind of change your life, or you can go all in and completely change your life. And that is just a mindset that you have to have with this business. It's something that, everybody ended up saying, all these elite coaches in top 10, they ended up saying this throughout the weekend in their own words. It's you have to go all in if you want to be serious about this. There's no half, there's no try. You just have to do it. And then another thing that I loved was, I can't remember who said it. If anyone knows, type it in the comments. But they were talking about winning your mornings and doing 3 to 4 things every day that move your business forward personally and professionally. I'm on summer schedule with my job, so I've been getting up early anyway, but the past few days, first thing in the morning I do is 3 to 4 things that is going to change my business, whether it's affirmations, whether it's, checking my back office, sending out a couple invites, responding to messages, I'm doing it. And then, another thing that I loved was something that Ashley said, and she said it before Summit as well, but it's about getting out of your fear. And it says, worst case scenario isn't that you'd fail at the coaching. Worst case scenario is that you could be amazing and you let fear hold yourself back, which is just like a total mic drop moment. It's so true. I remember leaning over to Allie Griffith. We were sitting next to each other at opening celebrations, and we're like, I don't know what it takes to get on that floor down there, but we're doing it. And we're sitting next to each other next year. Like, we got it. We have to. It's a non-negotiable. So chasing big dreams and just going for it. I'm excited.
I show Rev all day long, and I always want to play that song, Why You So Obsessed With Me, because I feel like I'm obsessed with her, but I feel like I should play it for you too, because I'm also so obsessed with you. I just feel like you are amazing, and kiss all of your excuses goodbye and just do the work and lead with your heart, and it's incredible. So you and Allie are for sure going to be on the floor next year. You're going to be walking across the stage, and I just can't wait for it. I can't wait. It literally gives me goosebumps to think about your future in this business. So thank you for sharing. Okay, I don't know if my other girl is on. Katie, are you on here? And because she was maybe going to be driving, but if not, we're going to go to some of Emily's people. So Katie, if you're on, let me just see if she's here. Yeah, Katie. Do you want me to unmute you? I can't see you, but I see your name here.
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you have a video?
Hi. So mine's short and quick because my son has hand, foot, and mouth, and he's screaming in the other room. So the one thing I wanted to say first is Ashley made a point of not having money, and that is a huge thing that I will put in there. I lost my job after buying a new house, losing a baby at 5 months, and putting a new roof on our house as well. So we were very, very low on money. We only had my husband's income, but I made it a priority to go. And it was the best decision I've ever made because you have to go. You have to. So obviously it's kind of all the same thing, like everyone said, the takeaways from it. One thing that I love to learn is how to better your business and the opportunity to expand your network. You know, they explain to you how to go ahead and work Instagram, Facebook, all those things. I was struggling with, I felt like I was selling, but, you know, as Ashley stated, if you love what you're doing and love the products, you're not ever selling, you're just sharing what you're doing. So that was something that was really important to me to hear because it changed my mindset on how posting goes and how you're sharing your stories, because I just felt like I was selling, but you're not selling if it's something that you love to do. And as everyone else said, the takeaway I take is set your fear aside and go all in. Drop everything, all the fear. Everyone, you know, is going to tell you can't do it, all this stuff. Set it aside and tell yourself that you can do it and go all in. Like, you know, put out that post that's going to tell everyone and show everyone your story. It's going to be scary, but you will get so much feedback and so many people that'll tell you that they understand what you're going through. A lot of my stuff is depression and miscarriages, and it's like once you post that, so many people relate to you and they want to hear more about what you're going through. And it's just amazing when you take down that curtain and really show your true self, where it is. And like I told Ashley, when you leave Summit, you literally leave, I'm sorry if there's kids, but with a fire in your ass. Like you leave and you're like, I'm going to do this. I want this. I want to be on that stage. So I roomed with a ton of girls, and all of us on the way home were like, we're going to do this, this, and this. And, you know, next year is going to be amazing. All of us have goals to be higher up on that floor, whether it's on the stage, whether it's elite, whatever it is. You just leave with such a fire in your soul that, you know, everyone there is so passionate and so understanding. It's like, it's amazing. I don't know. I can't even explain it. It's like I cried 3 times on the way home by myself. It's just the fire and the determination that is there, and the ladies that are there that understand what you're going through and want the best for you and themselves. It's just, it's not a vacation, but it's the best thing I've ever been to. Even better than my honeymoon. Don't tell my husband. But it was amazing. I will be going back every single year, and each year I hope to be higher up. And I don't know. That's kind of all I had.
I mean, and you know what I love is that we are in control of it. It's like if we worked corporate, like I have some friends that are in sales, and they go to these sales convention, their big annual like award thing every year, and they're not fully in control of like if they're going to be awarded like top director or top whatever they are. And like we are fully in control. Like you guys get to decide if you're going to be on that stage next year, if you're going to be on the floor next year or 2 years from like. We're so in control of it. And so I'm so glad that you came. What I would encourage all of you guys to do is to write down what your goals are between now and next summit, because that is very powerful. Put it up where you can see it. I just found my 2015 goal board and I achieved basically everything and I didn't even remember it. So I think you guys need to write down what your goals are, and then it'll be such a good picture when a year from now, or even if it takes you 2 years, you're like, look at what I wanted to do and look at what I did. So thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing. And we have a few more people to share, but we understand we're going over you guys. But this is just because Summit's incredible and there's so many amazing things. So if you guys need to hop off, it's going to stay recording. You can catch the end of it. But we're just going to keep letting people share so we can hear the different stories. But thank you, Katie, especially since your little one has hand, foot, and mouth. I've heard that that's very difficult to deal with. So you can go help them out, but thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna share, have some of Emily's coaches share, and I just wanna say, so Lori said she was a 1-star at Summit, standing on stage, said that with her and Kim Lima decided that they were gonna be 5-star, whatever they decided, and then they did it, they surpassed it. Well, here's what happened at my first summit. My first summit, I went, it was that same summit. Lori was a 1-star. I was an Emerald. I drank the whole time in the Vegas pools. I didn't go to any of the trainings. I did the workouts, but that's it. And I was with my sister-in-law. I'm like, we know how to party, but now I know how to party responsibly. So that I didn't get a lot from that summit. And actually that year was when I fell into the depression and I basically quit coaching. And the next year, Emily and one other coach came with me. So I was a diamond coach that next year with a team of 2. Emily had been to Summit the last 3 summits as a diamond coach. I think maybe one year she was a 1-star, but lifetime one, but fell off. In March, Emily was a diamond coach. So if any of you were so it's amazing what Lori did to be like, we're going to come back and we're going to kill it next year and then surpass your goals. But if this was your 2nd, 3rd, 4th summit and you still haven't killed it, that does not mean that you can't kill it in the future, right? So you all bloom whenever you're ready. But Emily was a diamond coach in March. She's now a superstar diamond. 2 of these girls are what helped her get there. So I'll have Jasmine chat first. I think, Jasmine, you went diamond in like 2 or 3 weeks or something. And I know Jasmine was kind of shopping coaches to find the right coach for her. And I actually didn't know, but I was one of the coaches she shopped and I didn't make the cut, but we still get her on the team because she went with Emily. So I feel lucky about that. But share your experience, Jasmine, your highlight and your top takeaway.
So yeah, as you said, sorry about that. But I just felt like I had a little bit more in common with Emily anyway. So I signed up as a coach and I was just like, if I'm going to do this thing, because I heard in the coaching trainings, like, if you run with it, I'll run with you. If you want this to be a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. If you treat this like a business, you'll get paid like a business. So I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go full on and just do it, So I went in and Emily was doing a diamond dash at the time, which I didn't know. And she told me I could do it. So I did it. And I hit diamond within 3 weeks or something. And I didn't even know what Summit was because I was new to Beachbody, had no idea what I was even getting myself into. And Emily was like, you have to be there. And I was like, okay. So bought my ticket. And then one of the other diamonds on the team had a coach that decided she was going to. And we linked up. And I'm all about the help. So she was from Buffalo and decided that she was going to fly to CVG because it was cheaper. And then I would drive us up to Indy. So I got in the car with a stranger that I had no idea, never met her at all. And we drove up to Summit and it was a life-changing experience, hands down. I was a little nervous because my anxiety is pretty high, especially in really big groups of people, but being able to connect with people and find your crew was so awesome because I wouldn't have gotten through it had I not had the support of the team. And I thought that was really cool that everybody got together and was so I don't know, I work with women every day. I'm a hairstylist, so I was nervous about being around a bunch of women at one time, and it was great. Everybody was really accepting and really loving and kind and stuff. It was a lot to take in, but the best things I actually learned was from you and Amy's, Ashley and Amy's talk in the trainings about going all in with who you are. I have a hard time with that. I've been running with this business the whole entire time, but not fully coming out with who I am because everybody wants to hide their little shame gremlins. You want to put your skeletons in the closet and lock them away forever. And just really realizing let it out. And, also the affirmations. When I became a diamond, I told myself every single day while I was working out with Autumn, because I'm in the middle of 80-day obsession, I was like, I will be a diamond by May 17th. I will be a diamond by May 17th. And I was by May 17th. And, just posting those affirmations and everything like that really has some serious power to them. And I don't know. One of the other coaches shared about having FOMO, about the people walking across the stage. And Ashley asked how her Summit experience was and all this stuff. And I just typed out, I will be across that stage next year. I just know I will. It's going to happen. I don't even want to put a limit on my goal because I'm anything's possible. And after Summit, I realized how much I want this to be like my full-time job and everything like that. So I kind of sort of fired my boss today and told them that I was going independent contractor, which means that I want to put more time towards Beachbody and then work my other business around like this, because this is what I love. And I love you guys. So thank you.
That's crazy that you had anxiety, because I didn't see that. I was like, so like Jamie typed in there, she was like, I think her mom said this, would she say? Something that I'm learning is don't claim that anxiety is yours. You have anxiety, but it's not yours. And she said you showed anxiety who's boss. And it's so true. Like I had no idea you had anxiety, because you were just like, well, I'm going to show up and I'm going to go. And
yeah, I honestly, like when I was driving up, I told Christina in the car, I said, just so you know, I get really, really weird around like a lot of people. Like, I don't know, I just like shut down or whatever. And she was like, you'll be fine, girl. Cause like I can turn it on and off really quick. But at some point after our workout on Friday morning, she's like, when we went back to her room, I was really quiet. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I told you I get weird. So like I was able to turn it on and off, and thankfully I had a lot of support from everybody. So it was just a really good experience. I mean, don't let money be an issue. Don't let your limiting beliefs be an issue. Don't let your anxiety be an issue. Just freaking do it. Go through the process. Like, it's worth it. It will change your life. It changed mine. So
yeah, and someone else asked in here, we're going to get to Taryn in a second, but someone else was like, how'd you get a diamond so fast? And I love Jamie. It was like, she decided, like, that's the answer. Yeah. She didn't do anything that you don't already know how to do. Everyone on my team and on Emily's team that went, like, they all went to diamond fast because they were like, oh, I can do this? All right. Like, it's a decision that you can make to decide not to believe a limiting belief, right? Like, right, Jasmine, you came in and you're like,
you just make it happen. Like, I honestly, I don't have one working coach on my team. Literally, okay, so I do as of today, because she's like, oh, she was a discount coach. But to get to diamond this whole entire time, I've been working 2 separate accounts, putting people under everywhere, and, you know, just doing what I have to do to stay where I need to stay. So, you know, I know it'll come, but it's not impossible. Don't think that you have to find these working coaches, because you can be the working coach. So
until you get the working coaches.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
And congrats on, I mean, that's what I was saying at the beginning of the call, right? Bet on you. So you're like, I'm going to go bet on me. I'm going to be a diamond. I'm going to show up to Summit when I feel like weird about it. And I'm going to now fire my boss and bet on me. So I'm excited to see like where you go in the next year. It's amazing. All right, guys. So Taryn is another coach of Emily's. She is a 1-star qualifying coach. She also just joined. And Taryn, we want to hear how your Summit experience was. Do you want to unmute?
Hi. Yeah, my Summit experience was absolutely 100% life-changing. I too did not know anybody going in. Of course, we had the text strand of all the diamonds on Emily's group. So I did know some of the girls and through talking to them every day, but never had actually met any of them in person. So my mom was getting her hair done a couple months ago, and I wasn't going to go. I was like, nah, it's in Indy. It's my hometown. Like, I've been there 100 times. I don't want to go. And my mom, who's not verbal on being supportive, but she is supportive in her own little way, she goes, no, I think you need to go. And that night, I booked my plane ticket, I booked the hotel, and I bought my ticket to Summit. Boom, done. I was on my way. So for me, it was the highlights for me. I'll just go through the highlights first. The highlights for me was honestly the friendships that I made. Everybody on all the teams, we just clicked. Like, we were just all the same person. We're our own separate people, but we all have the same goals in mind, and we all want to lift other people up and change lives. And that's kind of the point of the whole thing. So just having all of those women and some men there too, just with the same idea, and just the women empowering women. I work for an office of nothing but negative, down people. They just try to beat each other up. And so being around nothing but positive people, 25,000 positive people, was incredible. It was completely life-changing. I didn't even know something like that existed until this weekend. So that was incredible. For me, my takeaway was my time management. I have a daughter, she's 3 years old, and I have a full-time job. I work 4 10-hour shifts for a doctor's office. So mine was time management. I was taking a lot of time away from my family. And so I just learned how to time that out better. I'm now getting up at 4:30 in the morning to get my workout done, boom, get it in. So that way all evening when I get home from work, I have my family time. I answer messages after my daughter goes to bed, but I get my family time, I get my business time, and my goal is, well, for Summit, my goal is 10-star. I was going to go for 5-star, but Nikki Kirkland just texted me and goes, nope, we're going for 10 stars. So, well, that's happening. And then my other goal, my husband's on board and both my parents are on board. Also, my mom's my boss. I've been working for this company for 10 years. But my 6-month goal is to leave this company and be a full-time Beachbody coach, which is terrifying, but I'll make it happen. So that was me.
Yeah. So when I'm like, guys, double your goals, and then Taryn's all, I'm going to be a 10-star by next time. I'm like, go for it, girl. I just like our ceiling is our minds. That's it. It's our minds. So I love that you are going for it. You're pushing it, because if you can control this, everything else is like, it's fair game. Like, I don't know why any of you couldn't be superstar by next summit if you want to. Like, Emily went from diamond, I hope that you guys get this, diamond to 15-star with 19 new diamonds. If there was such a thing as 19-star, that's what Emily would be. 19 new diamonds from March to June. So if you think you cannot do this, it is your mind that is stopping you. So Taryn, I am obsessed with the fact that you are pushing those limiting beliefs and you're just pushing for it. And I'm excited to see what you do in this business. I mean, the fact that you're 1-star qual already is amazing. So thank you for coming. Thank you to Summit. Thank you for sharing your story tonight. And Emily was just texting me. I don't know if she's on here yet.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. Okay, I'm like, Emily, I want them to hear your story. She's like, what about my story? Like, really? What about my story? But I want to hear, so we're going to hear from you, and then if there's anyone, Letty has maybe some people that want to share, but I just want you to share kind of how you went to your first summit, just you, that I think you were at Emerald, and then this was your 4th summit, right? So, like, help people with their limiting beliefs, because you must have had them and somehow you got over them.
So I think it's important for people to know, because people were shocked when they heard that I was Emerald at my first summit. Like, that's not okay. Like, you guys, I had so many people on my team. I mean, I'm going to call her out. My sister was like, I can't go to summit as Emerald. Yes, you can. Like, and I was Emerald my first summit too. And it was just me, Ashley, and one other person. And I was so proud of that Emerald banner. I have a picture of it, like me, like posing with it, just like any of y'all should. So and then I think I went to, so we went to Vegas, and then what was it? Nashville twice and New Orleans once. And I went to Diamond. I went to those summits as Diamond. I went to 3 summits as Diamond. So 1 Emerald and then 3. So for 3 years I sat at Diamond, and well, actually maybe 1-star last one. I don't know. But anyways, but I never doubled my goals. Like, I was like 5-star elite. And so that's all I would like shoot for. And that was the game changer for me this year. I'm like, well, your goal has been 5-star elite for the last 20 years. Let's double it and see what happens. So, you know, if you fall short, then you're going to get to 5-star. And like Ashley said, my team has gone from Diamond to 19-star in 3 months. And I think that's just like so important to know that I have coaches on my team that are like, I don't know if I don't have a working coach on my left leg, then get a working coach on your left leg. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but I had like 12 diamonds on my right leg and like 2 on my left when I was shooting for 15-star. And I was like, I could have just been like, well, I don't have any other coaches on my left leg, but I went and found other coaches to work on my left leg. So don't sell yourself short, and don't think like just because you don't have it right now that it's impossible. You know, I think that if Ashley and I could show you anything, you know, what is possible. I don't know. I just can't, I'm speechless, because I can't believe I doubted myself and limited myself for so many years. Obviously, I'm thankful for everything that's happened, because it's led me to today. But I always think like, what if I would have like given up? Because I went to Summit, or not gone to Summit my first year because I was Emerald. I actually texted Ashley, and I'll never forget this. I texted her before my first Summit. I had earned the free ticket, and I said, I'm not going. My parents are going through divorce. We live 3 hours from an airport. I'd never been on an airplane by myself, all these things. And all she texted me back is, if you want this to work, you'll be there. That's all she said. I was like, well, that was mean, but okay. But I went, and I've been every year since. So if you think that you kind of want to go, then if you haven't bought your ticket yet, then you don't believe in it enough, is my opinion. See Maverick, he's like grabbing my hand. You have to buy it even if you're not ready. I could not afford it my first 4 years. I could not afford it. And Ashley says for every, I don't know, you probably can say it better, but for every dollar you put in, you get so much out. And it's so true. I'm proof of that. And also, you have to imagine yourself. I know so many of my coaches that were there were like, I'll be elite next year. I want to be on that stage. And it is so cool for y'all to know that I told Ashley, I got asked, I got to ask you the success story this year. And I never imagined myself there was top 10 or millionaire, whatever. I always imagined myself telling my story. And so it was a full circle moment for me, because I'm little old me, I never thought this would happen, but it can happen for anyone. And then Ashley spoke at Summit this year, and Letty. So, gosh, I don't know what more proof that you'll need.
Letty's gonna hop in real quick. Sorry, Letty. But I just wanted to say that I heard some rumblings of the team being like, well, who cares about rank? What's the big deal about rank? The reason that you say that, if any of you are thinking this, so right now I just want you to know that this is not just Summit we're talking about. This is actually, Summit's a great benchmark, and it's cool to be recognized next year, but this is just about your business in general. But the reason that, I'm just saying this, if any of you are sitting here on this call, well, who cares about rank? Who cares about this or that? You do. You are just letting your limiting belief tell you that you don't. You are saying, I don't care about rank. I don't who cares about rank? I don't care about rank, so that you're holding yourself back from it. But what if you just said, I actually care about rank. I actually care about building something for my family. I actually care about hitting goals. What if you stopped blocking yourself and you took those limiting beliefs away? How powerful could you be, right? So if any of you are on this call saying those things in your head, I don't care to ever walk across stage at Summit. Yes, you do. It's not about recognition. It's about setting your family up for something more, or showing your team. I messaged a girl today. I'm like, you have to be elite next year, because she has this one coach that's incredible. And I'm like, if you don't go elite, she never goes elite, and she deserves elite. I don't care about rank. Well, what about the rest of your team, or what about the other people? Just in case, and I don't know that anyone is, but in case you are thinking that, take that excuse off the table, because you deserve it, but so does your team. Okay, Letty. Sorry. Exactly, Jasmine.
Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. I know my audio is shitty sometimes. Anyways, I won't take up too much time because I want my coaches to share. But just one thing that I will say that Emily said, I posted this in my team page when we're at Summit, and I said, if you guys are not here and it was because you were iffy, or you are iffy about this business, should I go, should I not go, is this for me? That will always be your reality. The thoughts and whatever comes out of your mouth, that's always going to be your reality. So hopefully that you take that from this call, is that if you want to go all in, you have to go all in. You can't tiptoe around this. And it might work for you. You might be a superstar earning 6 figures one day, or it might not. But at least you have to be willing to freaking try and stop tiptoeing around it and just freaking get your butt to Summit. Okay, so I have 2 coaches that are going to share. One of them, her name is Lisa, and she's actually a brand new coach. I think she's been a coach maybe a little bit over a month. She hit Success Club her very first month. She went to Summit. She's well on her way to earning Success Club this month, which would be her second, and then she's going to hit Success Club next month, and she'll earn her free ticket again next year. But I love that she, even without even knowing what Summit truly was, she's like, I'm going to go. She signed up, and she got there, and it was so cool to see her there. And then after Lisa, then I'm going to have Carolina share. Carolina, this was her, I believe, her 3rd Summit. to be there, and she's always super fired up, super inspired, but I'll let her share her experience as well. So Lisa, if you are here, can you unmute yourself? Because I don't know where you're at.
Here I am.
Oh, there you are. Okay, yay. Take it away, Lisa.
All right, so I signed up the end of April, so I pretty quickly after that heard about Summit, and I was like, this seems like something I need to come to, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look for plane tickets, see how much it's gonna cost for me to get there. And I looked up plane tickets. I was like, well, it's kind of like a little expensive. It was like over $400. And I was like, I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go. It's pricey. And he's like, you know what? You're going to go. Here's my card. Buy your ticket. And I was like, okay, I'm going. So I just, at that moment, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm going. And I just ended up rooming with, a bunch of the girls from the team. I had never met them. I was just like, this is going to be cool. And I showed up. I was like, I'm going to show up to everything I possibly can, get as much as I can out of it. And it was pretty incredible. I actually have my notebook right here. I think I accidentally muted myself. So one of the things that I heard from some of the girls is that, they would take notes during Summit, but then they'd go home and then they'd forget. So one of the things that I made for myself was look at your notes immediately and implement what you have on your notes. And so that's what I've been doing the last 2 days. Since I got back, I've just been going through my notes, knowing what my why is and knowing that I don't have any other option, and I'm gonna do the dash to diamond. I was like, I signed up, I'm ready to go, and super motivated. And I feel like if I hadn't gone to Summit, I wouldn't have that motivation. I had so many conversations with some of the veteran coaches that were there, and just really got motivated, learned a lot of tips and tricks, and yeah, it was amazing.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing. All right, Carolina, are you on? No, maybe Carolina's not on. Carolina. I don't think she's on. Maybe she hopped off. No. Okay, well, I don't think Carolina's on. She left us. But so since she's not on, just really quick, I'll share my summit for those who have not heard it. So if you guys don't know, I was a full-time teacher before Beachbody. So my very first summit, I had just gone to Diamond and we were super broke. And I remember thinking the same thing, like, I can't afford this. But I decided to go a year prior to actually going. So in that year, I actually worked really hard and I saved up. I think I put the summit ticket on a credit card, and that's how we were over $100,000 in debt. But I saved up to be able to have my summit expenses there. And you guys, after that first summit, that's when I came home, and that's whenever I decided to not go back as a teacher. I came back with such strong beliefs in myself and in this business that summer, right after going to my first summit, I decided I'm not going to go back as a teacher. And it was a hard decision. I still wasn't earning enough like I was as a teacher. There was months that I was, there was months that I wasn't, as you know, how this business can go. But like, that was the power that Summit had on me. And I'm so glad that I went, because had I not gone to that summit, maybe I would still be a teacher right now. Maybe I never would have had that, came back with that fire in my belly, which is what set everything off. And once I started doing this full time and left teaching, and everything changed. Then that year we ended up as a 2-star premier team. The next year it was a first-time elite team. The next year after that we were elite again, and just bigger things started happening. Just like everybody else who's telling their story, I remember being at my first summit up in the nosebleeds and seeing everybody on stage, and I vowed that every summit that I came back, I would be on that floor, we would be a bigger team, we would be earning more income, we would have more coaches out there and just hitting milestones each and every year, and that's exactly what we've done. But it all started because I went to Summit, made the sacrifices to get there. So if you take anything from this call, hopefully it's that you're going to get off this call and go buy your ticket for $130. We have until July 9th for $130, and then you have a whole year, like Ashley said, to do whatever it is that you have to do to make sure you are there. Room up with the person, room up with 20 people, like it doesn't matter. I have extreme anxiety too. My very first summit, I flew. It was my first time ever traveling without my husband. And I was going to go room with people I had never met. Like, you can imagine how that was insane for me. But we made it happen. We got there just like those people who you've heard from tonight. And only amazing things can happen from that. Anything else, Ash? Or Tanya or Lori?
No, not for me, except I just put it in there that it's 130. And what Emily was saying that I said is for every $1 you invest in your business, you get 10 back, which means you could, I know this is going to sound like crazy, but you could think, well, I can't afford $130 and that's what I'm investing. Instead, you could look at it as I'm about to make $1,300. Because that is like, none of us, all 5 of us, Letty, Lori, Tanya, myself, Emily, none of us could afford Summit ticket our first year. We are now all multiple 6-figure earners. So believe me when I say, if you cannot afford it, stop betting against yourself, bet on you, get your ticket. And we'll put a post in each of our team page to say like, who signed up for Summit, and we'll celebrate, because that's like a huge, it's not just our group, but it's a huge family reunion for all of Summit, everyone at Beachbody. But that's what all I said. Back. You're unmuted, Lori. I hope you know that.
Oh, my bad.
Hi, girl.
I'm over typing. I was just going to chime in and say, like, you guys go get to Summit. Like, don't even use the cost as an excuse, because you will not see anybody. If you try to open up a storefront, mortar and brick business, do you know how much money you're going to freaking invest in that? You put your whole life savings into that, and you're spending $130. Like, that's what I just don't get about this. You're getting $1 million business for $130. Like, that's signing up, whatever, and then getting to Summit. It's like, shut up already. Just go. Just invest in yourself, invest in your business, invest in, personal development and all these things, and treat it like it's something that's going to be an investment to come back. That's all I'm saying. It is worth every single penny. And not only that, it's a write-off. So if you do start making big money, you want all the write-offs you can get. So just look at it like that too.
And that's it. We're going way over, but thank you guys. Obviously, we're very excited and passionate about Summit. It's the best Summit I've been to. Next year is going to only be better, because we're coming in we're coming in as 5 superstar teams that are, we're all shooting for top 10. Every single one of us deserves a spot in the top. And I've just had 2 very strong beers. I texted Emily. I'm like, am I slurring my words? So if I am, I apologize. But we're coming back if we're not all top 10 next year, which we should be, and it is because of you guys. Actually, I do want to talk about that really quick, and then I'm going to let you guys go. But I just want to let you guys know that us being top 10 doesn't happen. Like, I don't make myself top 10. Emily, Lori, like, none of us make ourselves, like, you guys make the team's top 10. And we can all be there next year. We all deserve it. You guys deserve it. So hit Success Club. That's going to help you pay for your Summit ticket, but hit Success Club every single month. Make your goal to recruit 2 coaches so like, we're like, what are you going to do a year from now, right? Where are you going to be next Summit? How about break that down? Success Club every month, minimum. That's all you got to do. Success Club every month, 2 coaches a month. That's what you do. That's your goal from now. And then once that's no longer a struggle, then you add your Success Club 10 every month, and you're going to double it. You're going to go 4 coaches a month, right? Or you're going to produce 1 new Emerald a month. And then once that becomes comfortable, then you produce 2 Emerald, like whatever. So you just build on that. But that is how you grow your business. And you guys absolutely are the reason that our names get shouted out. So don't ever discredit yourself for anything. And I can't wait to see how many star diamonds we have next year at Summit, how many premier coaches, elite coaches, just freaking ballers, because every one of you is a baller. Doug Moss and I were talking today about that emerald wall and seeing all those coaches go up and taking a picture of their name on the emerald wall, and you know that some of those emerald coaches are the next superstar diamonds or the next top 10 coaches. We just don't know which ones they are, so why not you? Like, you might have taken your picture on the emerald wall or taken a picture if you're a diamond of your name right there. Like, you never, like, Doug Moss was saying that about Emily. He was like, 4 years ago, you know, she was there. He's like, we look at that big summit photo and you can see her little face up there. He's like, she's just like this tiny little head in that picture. And he's like, so I'm looking around at this summit thinking, where are the other Emilys? And they're on this call and they're all over the place. They're on our teams, and why not you, right? Like, just make the decision. So we went way over tonight, but it's only because we're so passionate about this and because all of our lives have been changed by it. And it's in your hands to now let it change your life. So thank you guys so much. We will see you guys next week, but we will also see you as you climb your way to the top of wherever you want to go and next year. And we love you the most. Okay. Good night.